Good morning, everybody, and once again, welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, I would love to show you how you can manage parallel execution using Amazon S3 as a locking mechanism and define concurrency control strategy. So in this video, I will show you the pseudocode logic and a short demo on how you can leverage S3 as a lock. So without wasting any further time, let's get started. All right, so the best way to learn is first I will show you a short demo of this and then I will go into the pseudocode, right? That way it will make it a little better, right? So what I'm gonna do is I have a terminal opened up, two terminal, same Python job. This is gonna be job number 1 and this is gonna be job number 2. I'll start the first job. It will work for like about 15-second delay, I believe, something like that. Actually, let me increase the worker delay. Let me do a little bit more. So I have some time, 20 seconds. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is here I have my S3. I'm gonna write job 1 and then job 2. And you will see since the concurrency limit is set to 1, this guy will work. The second guy has to wait to acquire the lock. And once the first person completes, it will release the lock. The second person will acquire the lock, and you will see all that in S3 as well. Let's see. It's gonna be fun. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, job 1 started. It's doing the work. As you can see, lock has been acquired. Second job is not able to acquire the lock, so it's waiting. I refresh S3. I see a logs folder. I see job 1 folder. Lovely. If I go back, I see active logs.json. This file should contain the count, right? It's simply a counter here. If I run the query, as you can see, the count is 1. First job is complete. As you can see, the lock was released. Second job has started, right? So if I again query the S3, select the active log.json, the count is 1 again, okay? And if I go to S3 quickly, if possible, here you can see job 2. Now it is job 2, right? So hopefully that made sense, right? And here, now my second job is running. Now, second job has completed. Now it will release the lock and it will set the counter back to 0. There you go, right? So, okay, hopefully the demo made sense. And now let's go into the pseudocode, right? So now hopefully that made sense. Now, how do we even implement this in code, right? Okay, so the code starts. Then the first thing that you need to do is you need to check the active lock counter JSON file. Check if it exists. If the file do not exist, right? Create a file, first active log.json counter file in S3, set the counter value to 0. If the file do exist, well, read the counter value, how many active jobs are running. Then you need to do a check. Check if the number of active logs is less than the concurrency limit, right? What is your concurrency limit you have set? Check if the condition is true. If the condition is true, come inside. Okay, go ahead, acquire the lock, right? Acquire the lock. If the acquiring lock was successful, increment the counter, right? In that you saw that we had a counter, right? So increment the counter. So I know how many active jobs are running, right? Increment the counter, do your regular work, and then do your regular work. And then if it is a failure, right? For example, failure, right? Wait and retry after a short interval, right? And if the condition does not satisfy, right? For example, if the number of active logs is less than concurrency limit, if that is not true, wait and retry until the lock is available, right? Because the other person has to simply wait because that guy is working right now. So you have to wait until that guy will release the lock, right? Perform the work, of course, and then at the end, of course, release the lock. When you release the lock, you also have to delete the log file and you have to decrement the counter and end. So the code is simple, right? So yeah, you can use this, to if you have jobs where you want to control the number of concurrency, you can leverage S3 as a lock. Again, very easy to do that, right? Very simple code. I have explained the logic to you over here. And yeah, that being said, if you have any other questions, let me know. And I hope this made sense. Again, this is very important concept and you can leverage this in a lot of other places. Again, just as an example, right? Example. Apache Hudi has a concurrency control, right? It works in a similar fashion, right? For multiple writers, the first writer writes, acquires the lock, the second writer has to wait. You can use this code now, the boilerplate code that I have again for Iceberg as well, right? If you have multiple writers, the first writer will acquire the lock, the second writer will wait. Once the first writer completes it releases the lock, the second writer will now write into Iceberg. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the video. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Until then, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the next time.